Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Um, I pasted the agenda doc in the chat. Feel free to add your names or your agenda items. Um, and I see that we already have a few items here. So, Alexander, how are you doing?
I'm cold but good. It's very cold here right now. So basically, we have a bunch of feature gates in KubeVirt, in particular storage related feature gates that have been there forever, like years. And at this point, I think it makes sense to see if we can just get rid of them. And the PR I linked there is for the expand storage, which has been there forever, but it's marked as alpha in the feature gate list. Not sure, there was no process to graduate it, that long ago. So most of these will be marked alpha, but they've been there so long. I think we can just graduate them and just get rid of the feature gates, so we don't have to deal with them. That's really the thought.
Yep, that makes total sense to me. So I have two things to say about that. First of all, with alpha features, I guess it should be easier to remove. We did have a documentation file. Um, Let me see if I can find. Okay, never mind. But we had a documentation file over on the community repo about API lifecycle. This was like an important documentation PR that we discussed for a lot of time. And I think that there it says something about an alpha feature needing to graduate within like a certain amount of releases, and if not, it should be removed. Um, this brings me to the point that a lot of documentations were left out on the KubeVirt community repo and were not properly migrated to the new enhancement repo. I've opened an issue about that, and we should do that. So yeah, I definitely agree that alpha features should go away. Another question, by the way, is what do we do with G8 features? Because I remember that back in the day, this was raised, and people were concerned that like very old templates or very old VM manifests KubeVirt CR manifest more correctly, that they're using like already G8 feature gates. Should we remove them and then like risk ourselves in some kind of an error if they're not found? Maybe it's fine to do after like 20 releases or something. Yeah, but that's also a point for discussion. But in general, of course, I agree that such feature gates need to go away eventually.
Right, but in this case where we want to remove the feature gate because we think that the feature shouldn't be removed, it's just that the feature gate doesn't make any sense since it's been in KubeVirt for years, and from what I understand, most distributions that use it have the feature gates enabled because they're useful. So the point is to get rid of these feature gates so that we say, hey, we think this is mature because it's been there forever. And the problem is that we didn't have the vet process, and we didn't have a well-defined process from going from alpha to beta to GA. And so it just sort of sat there in alpha forever, and nobody did anything with it. But at this point, from my perspective, they're GA. So and everybody enables it by default. We just want to get rid of the feature gates so people don't have to enable the features. They're just there. That's the goal. And expand this hot plug. There's like a 3 or 4 of these that I'm aware of that we're trying to do at this point.
So if somebody else has any thoughts on this, raise your voice. But from my point of view, I think that's perfectly fine. We didn't have a process, yeah, I mean, live migration, for example, was another example for something like that. It
Yeah.
was alpha for years, and yeah, it was enabled everywhere, and finally we just GA'd it. So from my perspective, it's fine, but maybe others have different opinions. And this, by the way, is the doc that I was referring to. No, it's not that. Never mind. Okay, I'll find it later.
So the reason this comes up is because the PR I linked is getting pushback on wanting to remove the feature gate, saying, hey, it's alpha. We can't just say it's G8 now. But I'm saying we can in this particular case because reasons. And we have a few of those. So can we push back on the pushback saying, hey, this is what this is the reason why we think it's good.
I mean, yeah, it's like, to me, it's unfair to apply like a recent process over like ancient feature gates, especially if it's. I mean, the whole point is to do things slow, have the time to plan, have the time to get feedback and to test. If it exists there for decades and like customers are using it and people are using it all over the place, and I guess it's more stable than yeah, most of the beta feature gates that we have. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll just start the pushback on the pushback, and I will rope you in if I get pushback on that.
Sure thing. Thank you. Okay, so I see that we have a few vets that need attention here. Oh well, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. This is VEP 111. If you all remember, we have the ordinal naming scheme, which is something obsolete that we want to get rid of. And the method for getting rid of it is by mutating the domain on the target. And this is exactly what this PR proposes. This PR has two commits in the end that allows it to be end-to-end tested, but I don't intend for them to be actually merged. This is why there is a hole.
Got you. And you're generally raising attention for it?
Yes.
Sounds good.
It touches Barak's mechanism, if you remember, from VEP 142, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so Barak is on reserve duty, but is going to be fully back home tomorrow. So I guess he would be able to look on it soon. And
Great,
yeah,
thank you very much.
if somebody has time, please have a look. And if you have anything to say, that's the time. And Benyat, how are you doing?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Hope
Yes, I do.
you can. Okay, I had some problems with sound just before. And well, I wanted to raise, well, or to try to bring some attention into this PR. This is some BP that we discussed like before all the holidays and all that. It's pretty much a PR, BP, or implementation, if you wish, that tries to expand the BMS specification API, so users can also define whether VMs need to lock some memory or might need to lock some memory, and whether there are some extra memory considerations to take. The main motivation of this is that there are many cases like SRIOV, real-time VMs, SEV, or confidential VMs that need to do this. But there are also others, like other cases, like such as VDPA devices, which are completely modeled out of the tree of KubeVirt that also need to configure these things to work properly. And so as they are not completely integrated into the KubeVirt source tree, we needed a way for users or mutating admission webhooks, whatever, to do this legal configuration and let the VMs work properly. So the implementation is there. Itamar, you already had some reviews on it, but I'm just here just to ask some extra review from someone else if someone is interested. That will be really helpful. So yeah, or even if you have some comments right now, I will be happy to know about them.
Yeah, I will definitely have another look on this. Does anybody else have any thoughts? Alrighty. Yeah, thank you for bringing it into attention. I will definitely have another look.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And Harshit, how are you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm doing good, thank you. So this is the first PR in for the web to add multi-hypervisor support. In this PR, I have decoupled word controller from KVM and introduced a hypervisor interface. Actually, introduced a launcher renderer interface under package hypervisor for all the hypervisor specific logic that lived in word controller. Incidentally, one of them is the get memory overhead. So that the default calculation that is in KubeVirt, I have encapsulated it within the launcher renderer and moved it into a new interface. So I'm just asking the community for some attention on this. Once this is in, I can it will unlock 2 or 3 other PRs, but this needs to go in before them.
Yep, this is definitely on my checklist as well. If anybody has any thoughts. And it's good that you mentioned that it would unblock a few more PRs. That like raises the priority for reviewing it, at least from my perspective. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this introduces the interface and the folder so that the other PRs can build on that for Word Handler and Word Launcher.
Cool. If that's the case, I'll try to have a look tomorrow morning. Try.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Any other thoughts about this? Sorry, I was muted. Since that this is the end of the agenda, is there anything else that we want to talk about? If not, maybe I could just mention what I was talking about before. So basically, we had this PR back in the day. And as you can see now, not this one, just a second. Yeah, this one. And as you can see, it was a huge PR. My internet is super slow today for some reason. Thank you. So as you can see, like almost 400 messages here. It was huge. It was controversial. Everybody participated in it. Then it merged, and then we switched to another repo. So it was completely forgotten. But I think that this document is pretty good. We maybe need to do some minor adjustments in order to migrate it to the new enhancement repo. But I think that's something that we must do, because like looking on the enhancements repo, we barely have any documentation here, like at all. We only have the README file, which is pretty bad. And all of those things, like how do we graduate from alpha to beta? What exactly do we need to do? What are the requirements? How does the process look like? I think that there are a lot of holes there, and I think that yeah, we should be migrating it. I've opened an issue regarding it, which is right here. So if you have the time and want to help in this regard, it would be amazing. I think that that's something that we must do. If there isn't anything else, I think I'll give you 10 minutes back. Going once, going twice. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you.
Thank you all.